Hey everyone, happy Friday. I can't believe it's already Friday. I feel like I almost forgot to do this. I didn't know what day of the week it was. And sorry, this is a little late. I had a lot of meetings this morning. I really wanted to tell you guys that you knocked the discussion out of the park this week. And I started to comment, I think it was on Wednesday, and I had to hold myself back because I didn't want my thoughts and opinions to sway anyone. I'm a huge information literacy advocate, so I purposefully decided to stay out of the conversation this week and just let some of your thoughts and ideas unfold. So I wanted to go through a few of those really quickly. Some of you said that you were surprised by the NPR article, and some of you said you weren't shocked. Um, I like that someone had mentioned that, one of the quotes from the article was that the future must be ill-informed because of the things that they found in this study. And I wanted to commend that person on bringing it, it's not just the youth. And that's why I put that second article for the week, which is that older Americans tend to share more of that kind of fake news. So I think it's just a pervasive issue in our society right now. Several of you talked about schools needing to be, K-12 schools needing to be more responsible for information literacy. And I think that's such an important comment that you guys are making because, for one thing, they screen what can be looked at. So they are already screening for like safe sources within the school. And we all know the reasons probably why they do have certain screens in place. But you're right, it's filtering the information for you, and we need to be able to filter the information ourselves. Um, Also, several of you mentioned kind of these blanketed ideas or terms as far as determining source credibility that were told to you. And every year I'm interested to see if this comes up in 1020 or if it's fizzling out or fading out, and it's just not. So teachers telling students things like you can only go to .edu or .gov, but you don't trust anything .com, or just these sources, Wikipedia bad, blogs bad, YouTube bad, this good. It's just not as simple as that. And so I hope that you kind of got that experience this week. I purposefully picked some of those sources to jar you a little bit. So you had a blog that was written by an expert, and you had a blog written by just a common person, and neither one of those things are bad. We've got to get out of talking about sources as good or bad and look at them instead in terms of here's what they are, here's what they do, here's who wrote them, here's why we need to be careful about using them, or here's why it can be trusted or not. So I think it's really important to understand that something written by this person, like the Grumpy Giraffe, it's fine that they've shared their opinion and it seemed like they really cared about the subject matter, but experts in the field have to go through this double-blind peer review, long process for publication, right? So it's just a different journey to get the information to you. Several of you mentioned TikTok being part of the problem with fake news. Usually when I teach this class in person, I share some deep fakes. So if you're not familiar with deep fake videos, they look really genuinely real, and they're just not, and they're really dangerous stuff. I usually also share an article about images and false memory. So some of you guys this week talked about how you'll just kind of scroll past, like, oh, maybe I don't pay attention to it. I know it's fake. I scroll past it. It doesn't affect me. But there's actually some studies. There's a BBC article that talks about how looking at images can often make us like subconsciously have a false memory about something or think something is true. So I think that's really fascinating. So anyway, great job this week. I'm going to try to keep this short. It might be a little longer than normal. Next week, I'm going to hold another Zoom on Wednesday at 11 o'clock. If you want to join me, I'll be answering questions about the week's work for proposals. So next week, you are going to be jumping into your next writing project. You're going to be writing a research-based argument. And to start yourself off with that, I want to basically see three different ideas from you as far as three different topics, let's just say, for this paper, like three potential topics. And then you'll show me those three options through this proposal document that you'll be typing into. And then the main thing I want to say about that is be looking for my feedback, because your topic basically has to be approved in order to move forward with it. So most of the time, what I end up doing with these proposals, I usually see some great ideas. They're almost always way, 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 way too broad. And so be looking for my feedback to help you narrow your ideas, because that's what's going to make you successful in your paper. And it's not just this overarching thing that's kind of just blanketed, generalized knowledge. I want you to really get in depth on something. So be on the lookout for that. And then the last thing I wanted to mention is I'm almost done giving you guys feedback on your opposing viewpoints assignment. I'm going to make a video, and I'll probably post this really early next week about what to do with your feedback, how to read it, how to understand it, how I do that, and then what to do with that feedback. So I'm almost done with those. So just be on the lookout for those in the next few days. What I do is I save your feedback in a Word document, and then I upload it back to you. And just remember, you won't have a grade on it. And I give you lots and lots and lots of feedback. If you ask for extensive feedback, I do that. And it's not negative or positive. It's about me as a reader and what you communicated to me. And so I hope that it really helps you when you're revising for your final portfolio. Okay, that was too much talking. I'm way past my normal Friday update time. So let me know if you have any questions about next week. And for anyone who can join, I'll see you on Zoom on Wednesday.